morning. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Welcome to Beema's Crafty Corner. I am Beema, better known as Els. And we are here working on the Dark Macabre Journal 2025, which has kind of a New Orleans flavor to it. Because, New Orleans has got witches and voodoo and vampires and, So that's kind of where we're going. Okay, good morning. Apparently, we're first going to say hello to Harry. Say, hi, Harry. You got up there. Say hello to everybody. No? Not a word? Nothing? You're just going to peek around the desk. Yeah, I got rid of them because you wouldn't eat them. So I gave them to the dog. Yeah, I did. I gave your treats to the dog. Doggy ate your treats because they were up there for 2 hours and you didn't eat them. Hi, Miss Mari. So, get down. Go on. Get down, Harry. Get down. You need to get down. I know. Get down. Thank you. Keep going. Oh, okay. Go to the desk. Whatever. Get down. Whoa. Big cat. Whoa. Chase the kid. Okay. So, let's get the scissors out before we lose those, because we will. So last night, we got together and we made some of these little mini envelopes to put in our idea book. I love these little things. I really do. And I used a piece of that new tape of mine, which I'm going to get in the store. I just haven't figured it out yet, but I will. And we are working on our Dark Macabre journal, and that is section A, bag of goodies, and a whole bunch of paper and rub-ons and stuff. And I'll put that over there. And washi tape. We're ready to go. Okay. Although I think we've lost a signature. Oh, there it is. Okay. So this is our B signature. This is A. This is B. I'm working on C off camera. We're going to have to trim that one. So, yeah, this is what they start out like. This is what they kind of start building into. We're not even done with this one yet. So let's go ahead and take a look at where we are. And then we'll go forward, So on the first page, all of this will finish at the end, so don't worry about those. We have a little pocket here with a tag. Plenty of writing space. This is a light enough color that you can write on it. And then we have our big page here with a belly band and a journal card. You can certainly write on either side of the belly band if you want as well. You can also tuck more stuff in there. That's the beauty of a belly band. Then we have our little flip, which has one of our make-aheads on it. These are made in advance, and that way we can just grab them and put them in and, do whatever we want with them. On the other side, we have just a piece of that crap that nobody knows what to do with because it's got yuck on both sides of it. Hey, what are you doing? Quit playing with my cords. Up here, we have a journal card pocket. So it's a pocket on the front, it's a journal card in the back. There's one of those paper clips that we went and did last night, a little piece of ephemera. Plenty of writing space here. Lots of writing space, more writing space. We have a little tuck up here with a journal card in it. Then we have one of our little envelope pockets. And we did this one like 2 weeks ago. A week ago yesterday. Yeah. Out of junk mail envelopes. Then we have some writing space, more writing space over here. This one is a pocket that can be a journal card, or it can be a pocket. So you have a pocket on the front of it, and you can either glue it down on 3 sides and make a pocket out of it, or you can put a piece of journaling paper on the back, use it as a journal card, check it in someplace else, and still have a tag on the front. But we've used it as a pocket. We have a flip. This is one of our quick pockets. We made this one a couple of weeks ago in our idea book. Comes with a little journaling card that goes inside, and it's just a paper clip, so I can move it anywhere I want in the book on the left side because it's oriented that way. A little tuck over here with a journaling card, little bits of washi here and there. This is actually a die, and it has two different covers that you can use. And so this one is the rose print, which I thought was kind of appropriate. Another tag. Then over here we have a pocket, plenty of journaling space in the back. We've got another tag here and a file folder. And we added this little piece on the front here because otherwise this would have been white and that would have looked silly. So we added that. We have a little tuck spot up here. We added some trim to it, sort of to mimic the bottom of her dress. And that's just a little tuck spot. Then over here we have some journaling page, a little more journaling page. We still have to do a little stamping on this one. And then we have some staggered pockets here. We did one of our vintage tintype photos for this one. And so that's just a little teeny journaling card. So you can tuck other things in there, and you can take this journaling card, put it anywhere you want to journal. Then over here, we have another writing page. We put a little spider at the bottom and some little bits of ephemera at the top. And the reason we did that was because this cobweb was huge, and I didn't like it. So I pulled it off, and we accidentally tore a little hole right there, pulling it off because of the glue. And didn't show so much on this side, but on the other side, right here is where it showed. So we just went ahead and put a piece of ephemera over that. We've got a little pocket die here with some little bits of ephemera in it. And this is kind of where we're at. So let's go do the stamping that we need to do on the back of this page. So for that, even though I'm using a distress ink for my edges and stuff, I'm using Memento for this stamping. And the reason for that is that if I put glue or something on this, it could run, because the distress ink, if it gets wet, it changes its consistency and, you know, does weird things, and we don't want that. So we will avoid that by using the Memento, which will not. Ooh, this is going to be a tricky one. Okay, I'll do this. I can do it. There we go. I didn't get quite as much as I wanted on there. That's okay. Come on, do this one. There we go. That way we don't get anything on anything. So we're using some Memento for that because it won't run if it gets glue on it or something. Okay? Okay. Explained it away. So, hello, lurkers. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move forward on this page. Don't know what we're doing, but I think we're going to ink just, you know, because I still haven't done it. I really need, I'm going to pull this page out so I can ink it. I really need to add some dye, some more ink to this pad. It's kind of dry. You can tell because the stamp sticks to the top of the pad. Okay, so we have some ink on there. Let me get this back in the book. Why do I do it in the book? I do it in the book so that I know exactly what I'm looking at when it comes to how it all fits together. That's why you see me do this a lot, where I fold the pages. Let's turn that over so we can put that in the lid. Get this out of the way because that's something entirely different, and I don't want it in here messing things up. All right, so let's get our ephemera stuff out and see what we're going to do on this page. No idea. But I did do a bunch more fussy cuts the other day, so we have a bunch more little pieces to work with. It's important. You have to have these little pieces, you know? I'm going to put this away, though, because it gets in my way. This one and this one. They both get in this and that. These get in the way, you know? So we're going to get rid of those. Okay. So we have paper, and we have some ephemera pieces that we've cut. And so we're just going to kind of work with what we have here. There's another piece of that. And I've backed it already, but the only reason I'm using it is because to me it kind of looks like dirty wallpaper. And I think we kind of need that for this. So there's a frame. We don't need that. Let's see. Okay, so we have the Voodoo King. And look, we could frame him. Okay, I think I'm going to cut this in half. This is those, I had these a while ago. They're supposed to look a bit like leather, you know? Yeah, wallpaper from a horror motel. That's pretty much what, you know, it looks like. And the other side of it is even a bigger disaster, let's be honest. I just don't understand where anybody can use it. If you haven't seen one of these things, let me show you. So this is what they look like. So they look like this. So this side's not too bad because you can actually write on this. Okay? But look at the other side. And they're all like that. They're like, what the hell are you going to do with that? Like I could see put this in a botanical journal, but you'd have to cover the back. But then the back on this one's actually pretty decent because it's that. But so it's like one side is like this is the map, and then this is with something over it. Why? Just give me the map and let me do my own stuff, you know? Again, this looks like old wallpaper from a crappy old hotel or something. But I mean, that's, what the hell are you going to do with these things? And the smaller ones, they're even worse because it's like the same patterns, but tiny. And I think I've gotten rid of all of those when I did the word chips, you know, because that was the only thing that I could think to do with them. All right, so we are going to, I don't know if this is going to fit. I'm hoping it's going to fit in a little frame because I think it would look cute in a little frame. Yeah, I think it's going to work. Okay, so I'm going to put the little frame down first, and then I'm going to work around it because I may use some, I may lift that up a little bit, use some pop dots. You guys know what I'm talking about. Pop dots. Dimensional pieces. So I think I have finally figured it out. I need a new pin. This one's really grody. It doesn't even want to go in the bottle anymore. Hold on, let me grab a different one. Here we go. See, this is fine. It's open. It's just not. I get impatient because I can't squeeze this bottle, and it takes a while for the glue to get to the point. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. And then I'm going to take this, put it right there. Let me make sure this isn't a sticker. Because if you put glue on the back of a sticker, it just becomes a mess. And this has like a paper back, so I'm just going to make sure that it's not a sticker. Okay. I'm going to say it's not. Okay. If it is, we'll find out once I put glue on it. this. It'll come up. So we'll put that there. And then we're going to put some pop dots on him, some dimensionals. Grab a sheet of dimensionals here. So I just ordered 3 sheets of the bigger dots. Watch, I'm going to use them up by the time I get through this journal, because I use a lot of these. I have others, but they're small, which is okay, but kind of a pain in the butt to work with, if you know what I mean. Like, they're okay for some things, like these little points, but kind of a pain in the butt otherwise. So I'm not real happy at the moment. I have to go in to Sandy's room and pack her room up now. Not making me happy. Luckily, I have Bug, and he said he'd help. But it's still a pain in the butt, you know? Okay. So I think I have figured out the question between what ephemera is, the definition of ephemera. Because a lot of people are like, I don't know. I think I have figured it out. And I think there is an actual definition of it. Okay. So the difference between ephemera and an embellishment. I think I've answered this question. An embellishment is something that you use in a journal for looks, but that serves a purpose. Okay? This is an embellishment. I'm embellishing this page, putting this in. Ephemera is anything that's in there just solely for the purpose of beautifying the page. It serves no purpose other than the looks. That's what I think ephemera is. And I think an embellishment is something like that you can use. It's movable. It has function. This is an embellishment. This is an embellishment. This is an embellishment. This is an embellishment. This is ephemera. I think I figured it out. One's poofy and one's flat. Way to go, Buff. Exactly. But I think that's a good way to explain it. Ephemera is something that just is there to make it look pretty. And that's where I think the deception comes in, because you think of embellish to embellish. But I think embellishing in a journal means that it's something that you're going to be using for multiple purposes. Things like putting something in like this that's a tuck. That would be an embellishment because you're embellishing on the page. But the ephemera is just there for looks. That's what I think it is. I don't know. But people ask me that question all the time. And after some consideration, I think that's the answer I've come up with. One is designed to be just for looks. And the other one is designed for you to be able to put extra stuff in. It's a piece that moves, that has a purpose. It adds, I have this much space. I'm going to embellish this much space by adding more tags. That's what I think. Hey, Rose. All right, so we did make these last night, and I held on to them, these two specifically, because they kind of work for this journal. So I've got 2 of them to put in here, and I don't know where we're going to put them. But this is a beautiful writing page, and we don't want to put too much on here, but we do want to add some stuff, just because we want to make it pretty. Rose is over there going to herself, if you want to make it pretty, you need to add some frou-frou. Okay. So we're going to add this. I don't know what we're doing there yet, so that's why we're skipping it at the moment. When you don't know what you're doing, just go on. Alrighty. And I think I don't like this washi tape in this book. That's what I think. Okay, I think we need to add some washi tape here. Harry, you are the most annoying little kitty. What are you doing? I'm just bouncing off the walls, Mom. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Okay, let me cut this way. There. We're going to add this down here. There we go. I'm good with that. I like the page. Okay, now we got to figure out what we're doing over here. I think we're just going to add this on and let people write on this page. So let's glue this down. Okay. So this is just a little piece that we made. And this over here is actually Angelina fiber. I have a whole video on Angelina fiber. It's some really cool stuff. And it has kind of an iridescence to it that changes color. So I'm going to put a little glue under that because it seems to be a little popping, and I don't want it. I don't want anybody to try and tuck something under there because that'll pull it right off, tear the paper, and we don't want to do that. There we go. Cleaning the kitchen. I did that this morning. I only really have to do it when Bub's here because otherwise Hubbard does it. All right, back page. Now remember, this is a page that's going to go directly up against one of our fins. So we kind of want to be, mindful. I haven't done the fins yet, which usually we do first, but I didn't do the fins this time. So I don't know exactly what's going to be on the fins. So I'm going to very lightly decorate this. So what we're going to do, I think, is we're going to put one of our envelope paper clips on here. We'll have to decorate the other side. No, we won't do that. We won't do that yet. We do this. I don't know which damn direction this goes. I think it goes this way. I'm going to round these little corners, though, because I think they should be rounded. Then I'm going to put some ink on it, if I have any left in this pad. Seriously, I got to get out my re-inker. I'm just lazy. What can I say? Where is it? I don't even have it out. It's probably in the drawer. Okay, so I have that. We could do a little tuck pocket. I don't want to do a tuck pocket, do I? No, no, I don't. I do not. At least not with that. Let's see what we've got here. All right, I'm going to trim this. Trim this. Can't cut a straight line to save my butt, just so we're all aware. I'm going to go ahead and ink this guy. I don't know. I just pulled him out. He was just there. I pulled him. All right, so if you want to know why I'm using so many ravens on a book about New Orleans, because ravens are closely associated with voodoo. And hoodoo, which you also find down in New Orleans. Okay, so I'm going to put some glue on this one here. Come on, let it flow. And here. Okay, and then I'm going to put this down here. We don't want to put it too close to the side because, as you can see, we have a bit of a roll here. And then we're going to put this little guy right there. Let it flow, let it flow. Okay. And then we are going to put, we need a tag or something to put in here. Kind of like this. I like that one better. I'm going to go with this one. All right, so let me grab a piece of a bigger piece. So it's just a shim too small. Okay. So I'm going to glue this down, and then I'm going to trim it out, and then we'll poke the hole and all that stuff. And we'll figure out what we're going to do in the upper corner up here because it needs something else. Okay. All right. Did you guys notice I got rid of that number 1, number 2 thing? Yeah, I figured out how to get rid of it. I can't quite figure out how to get rid of it on a live just yet, but I have figured out how to get rid of it otherwise. Apparently, they heard there's a lot of developers that don't like it. It's distracting, and it was causing some issues in live streams, and so they made it so you could get rid of it. Hallelujah, because that thing was annoying. Like, I don't want to know who talks more in my chat. As far as I'm concerned, everybody who's here is contributing and participating, and I don't need it to be a challenge or, you know, a fight to the death. And I got to tell you, there were a couple of live streams where I just had somebody come in and just type in like the same words over and over. hello, 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 just so they could get the #1 badge. No, we're not playing that. I ain't doing it. So I've gotten rid of it in these. I have kind of an issue with getting rid of it. Like if I go live immediately kind of thing, that's where I can't get rid of it yet, I tell you, because I will get rid of that shit. Sometimes YouTube actually does listen, but I don't think they listened to anybody other than the gamers. I think the gamers had an issue with it. And I think their issue with it was, they already have, where people come in and they join the channel and they become members of the channel and they get badges and stuff for that. And so then people that are paying to be part of the channel, they come in and their badge is overshadowed by this big thing that says, this person's chatting more than anybody else. And so I think that was an issue. For the gamers. And so they made it so you could get rid of it. Hallelujah. It's the one thing I can thank the gamers for. They got rid of the bull. Can't get any ink on there because it's so small. There we go. Got that. Okay. Now, gluing. Yeah, they do. They do whatever they want. And then, unless the gaming channels complain, nothing happens because, the gaming channels are like the biggest draw on YouTube as far as YouTube is concerned. And there's some reasons for it. There's a lot of true crime, but they limit what they can say on the true crime. And I'm sorry, but if you're talking true crime and you're actually talking about a case and somebody gets sexually assaulted, you should be able to say sexually assaulted. They don't, because if they say that, their video gets demonetized and they don't make any money off of it. So the whole video is a waste. I'm not monetized, so I don't care. I don't care. If they take one of my videos down, so be it. Don't worry, I can still get in trouble for stuff. They can still say, hey, you need to calm your language down because in this one video you dropped 15 F-bombs. Which I usually don't. Okay, I think there was one in here that needed, there it is, needed an actual eyelet. Ooh, look, I remembered what these are today. I never remember. All right, so I think that was the only one that needed one. Everything else, I think, already had one that needed it, that uses it. All right, so we are done with A. I'm going to put the clip back on this if I can find it. There we go. That's A. And let's work on some of the fins. So let me get this stuff out of the way. We're going to bring the book up here. Let's bring the book up. All right, so this is our first fin. And that is what this is going to be up against. So this is going to go right here. So that's going to be what you see when you open this one. There'll be some lace or something here. And then this is what's going to be up against this. So we have... We have paper. We do. This is printed on 32 pound paper. And I think I kind of like this haunted house. Very New Orleans. So let's measure this fin and see what we're at. We are at, that is 6 by 8.5. So 5 3/4 by 8.25. Okay. Gotta write that down. Okay. Yeah, that was at 10. No, 9:45. 9:45. See, 8 1/4 by 5 3/4. All right. So now I want this. So we're going to see. All right, so I'm going to take this off across here at the top of the house. I could make this smaller, you know, but I'm not that good. All right, so 8 1/4. Let's go ahead and take a look. So I want it to be 8 1/4. So I'm going to grab my pencil. I can find it. 1/4. There. So take that part off the bottom. Find my mark. There it is. Okay. And then we need this to be 5 3/4 across. So I'm going to take some off of this side. And then let's mark 5 3/4 over here and get this straight. So 5 3/4 be there, there. I want the house and some of the fence. Where did I put that? There's my mark. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do this so y'all can see the page, because that's, you know, this side. I want to rag this out just a little bit. So let me grab this guy. You guys need to move because you're in the way. All right, so I'm going to take that. I'm going to do just a little bit off here. and then off the bottom. All right. I'm going to put this down here. I'm going to stub my foot on it 20 times. All right. Now we're going to try and ink this. All right, so now we have it inked. It's going to fit on there. I like it. All right, so gluing this down. Now, there's not going to be any weight on this. I can use tape if I want to, but glue is just easier. And I am setting it slightly off center. You can see it's wider here, narrower there. I am setting it slightly off center for visual interest. Okay, so that is on there. So this piece is wider than this by about an inch, and but this piece is the same width, and then the back is about an inch wider. Let's see. So this is going to go up against that, which I think works because, you know, that's the house kind of thing. So this, we're going to work on this. All right, and that's the house. So I'm thinking maybe we use some wallpaper on the inside. Not on the inside, but you know. So we might make some more of this or this. This would be perfect, I think. I think we're gonna print some more of that on regular paper so that we can have wallpaper on here. Actually, I picked this up in the thrift store, oh God, a couple of years ago. And when I saw it, I was like, that is a really weird little chomper. And then I pulled it up and realized, I was like, oh my God, it's a decollage. And I bought it. It's from Hama. Never heard of them. But this is a solid metal base. The only thing I don't like about it is you gotta do the bottom. It's gotta be at the bottom. And it's prominently centimeters. So I think it's probably, you know, not US made. All right. So I'm going to print some of this to go here because I think that works. And I don't know. We might do some of this here. I just want to see, what does that look like? If I do that. Because you're going to see this. Like that much. I don't know. You know what? We could print another one of these. I could cut it like right there. That could be there. And then we could have a big pocket over here. I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to reprint this one. so that I can do that layer off, and it'll look, you'll see the rest of this, you know, it'll be off there. Anyway, one of these pieces. It's not that one. That one I think came from this side. Yeah. Oh, it's this one. So you'll see that there. And then there'll be a big pocket here, like. So we're going to print another copy of this. So I got to work this out in my head. And then what are we going to do on the other side? So I'm going to put this on here with a paper clip so I remember. Print this out. For that. And then what are we going to do on the other side? I might do this one. I don't know. I might make the outsides of all of these, you know, the houses, because we have a few of them. There's more than this in the set, too. There's like 20 of them. But we might make like these outside flaps, just the houses. I don't know. We'll figure it out. That's kind of a creepy page, isn't it? I think I'm going to put this here. And I think it's going to have to be... Take some off the top, off of here, because we don't want to lose the eye. Nice big moth. It's going to be like right along here, I think. Might take a little bit off this side to do it, but I'm going to get it in there, sort of like that. The other way and see what we get. See, this way we cut off half of his head, and we don't want to do that. It would be like we just have that bottom piece of the frame, and we don't want that. It's either in or we don't use this piece. You know what I mean? All right, so we're going to clear some of this, some of that, take the rest off the bottom, and then some off the side. Yes, yes, okay. So this one's going to go here. Now remember, there's going to be a signature in here. Then put this one over here. We're going to get most of that. Trim this part. We'll get most of that. So we'll do that one. Flipping it over. This has not got anything on it. There's no flips on this yet. We have the Alchemist page. And I may just do the Alchemist page on here. And then we'll have a flip. Where we can use like some of this, I think. Because it'll stand out and pop. And then on this one, We can do this house. Flipping it over. We can do this one. Or a different one. We can, print out a different one. But this one I think looks like a vampire house. And we have to tie the vampires in. That's why I'm keeping the guy's face, because he looks a bit like a vampire. So if we put that one there, then we have our inside still to do, which could be this guy. And then we have one more page to do, which can be this wallpaper, I think. All right, so I have a general layout of what we're doing. I'm going to get these cut and get them glued in and reprint what I need to print. Tomorrow, we're not going to be doing anything. Tomorrow night, we're doing mixed media. So tomorrow during the day, I don't go live. But I might, because, look for it, because I got stuff to do. I'll at least come, try to show you guys this if I get it done. And I'm thinking when I do that, this one, I might do another flip on it. I might use a piece of this newspaper on it. We'll see. Okay. So I now know what I need to print. What are we doing tonight? Tonight, we are doing, we're going to do some builds for ring-bound journals or spiral journals, either one, spiral bounds, depending upon what you have. So we're going to be doing those. Let's see what else. That's what we're doing tonight. Craft with me. We're going to be doing those. Okay, so I have this. I can't fold it up now because I got all this stuff laying here. So I'm going to take this and put it in here, over here, somewhere. Here, there. Right there. That'll hold it. Okay. So these actually come from My White Cat Journal. It's called Forgotten Tombstones. And this is a freebie. It's a 6-page freebie. It comes with, these. You can, of course, make these smaller. I have done that. And I actually saved. Hey, now. I actually did it on a page. And I was going to show it to you guys yesterday. And I didn't get a chance to. And then I pulled it. So this is the same page. I just made it smaller so that I could use it, because this is way too big for this book in general. So I cut it down so that I could use it in the book. But that's a freebie from My White Cat Journals. And I am using paid for stuff from her in this journal, which is, if they give you something, you should use it. You should pay to use something as well, because that's just the polite thing to do. All right, so we have all of this stuff. I do have, this is from a project we did the other night. When Rose was with me, I made some ephemera pieces, some clusters. And so I made those, and I wanted to make sure that if I made any more, that they were consistent. So I kept the paper in here, because actually I do need to make more. I hate clusters. Why do I have to make clusters? Because you started making clusters in this book, Brain Damaged. So now you have to do more. Okay. So I'm going to be working on those over the next couple of days. We are done with section A. So proud of us. We're currently working on B. We haven't done anything to it yet. I'm going to get that trimmed down. So that's in my pile of stuff to do. What else? And I'll be back tonight to make some journals. So have to go through the spiel. If you're new here and I have not yet offended you, go ahead and subscribe, ring the bell and all that good stuff so that you're here when I do offend you, because I will. I offend everybody. What else? If you would like to cyber stalk me, go down to the description box below, click on more. It's going to give you links to everything, my schedule, my Ko-Fi, my Patreon, my Facebook group, my Etsy store. I still have to go in there and add my Insta, and there was another one. But I'm going to add those so that you can really cyber stalk me. Let's be honest. If you want to, I'm giving you all the tools you need. But that's it. That's all I have. Remember our Projects of 25 challenge, and it is getting like to the end here, is playing cards and or packing tape. So make something out of those, post it in the Facebook group. Join us for Mixed Media on Saturday nights. And, oh yeah, we play The Feud every Sunday. So until I see you again, stay well, my friends. Bye-bye.